My subject is literary studies, and so I found your talk particularly interesting because it touched upon the specific claims that we made from the point of view of aesthetic studies. These are sort of challenges we pose to traditional philosophical claims, which are more essentialist and things like that. So I have three questions. One question.
Beware of the PhD student.
One question and probably two observations. I'll probably start with the observations. The observation being that while you were citing all these examples or these metaphors of talking about diversity, I kept thinking about Thakur's own, Sri Ramakrishna's own coinage, I would say, which is as many Jotomat Totopat, as many faiths, so many paths. Now, from the point of view of literary studies, we earlier used to, think of literature in terms of its metaphors and allegories and stories and narratives and so on. But there has been a trend to paying closer attention to the structure of language itself. And from that perspective, I feel that just the very grammatical structure of how Thakur puts it, instead of actually bringing in a metaphor there, but to just say just as many paths or as many faiths, that many paths, for me leaves a certain sort of open-mindedness to it, or sorry, open-endedness to it, that's almost aporetic, that can be any number of anything for that matter. There is no ultimate, because even metaphors sort of tie down in some sense, some signification. That's my one observation. I would like to hear what you think about that. The other thing is, you ended on that the allegory of the elephant and so on. My question was, the overseer of the elephant. What if we think that all of those people, the blindfolded people who were seeing aspects or experiencing aspects of the elephant, can imagine the whole? How is imagination playing, the role of the overseer? Okay, that's the other observation. And my final question, this is my question, which is that in all your claims about diversity of divinity, I find, because in my own reflections about India, historically, anthropologically, culturally, linguistically, we have all these problems. At the same time, the only answer we sort of seem to reach at more and more is that the whole question of diversity and how sort of endlessly aporetic this diversity is. And as soon as we sort of acknowledge that, the better for us, sort of thing. But my question is, where would you place your claim in terms of whether it is essentialist, partly essentialist, or absolutely radically anti-essentialist? Because I think Thakur's claim is anti-essentialist in a very radical sense. It can be interpreted that way. But I find any number of people who seem to be talking about, breaking down essentialism, sort of have these chunks of essentialism in their arguments. So that's it.
Sure, that's all she said. Did you notice how she ended? That's all. It's a fantastic series of questions, and I actually think there's a way that I can take them all on together. I agree that there's something fertile about the notion of imagination. Of course, particularly when we're talking about divinity, we're completely in the realm of mystery. The trouble is that mystery discourse is sometimes used to nullify all claim-making whatsoever, and the possibility of any genuine learning. So, I want to be able to think in a way that allows me to say there is something that I need from the other that I don't already know. And for that to be the case, I have to be able to posit that the other traditions contains ways of accessing divinity that are not already fully articulated in my own. That's all I need for learning to happen. And I think imagination, therefore, is precisely the way to go. Since we don't actually, in the case of divinity, know that this is an elephant, we work by piecemeal work to move forward in imagining what the whole might be. And so,